Rolling Stone magazine came out with an article where they had done like a 6 month investigation into Diddy and people that worked for him and were around him. One of the things that came out in that article was that after Biggie passed away, they reached out to Diddy and they wanted to, you know, get Biggie on the cover, as like a tribute, and they wanted to talk about Biggie's album, and Puffy reportedly, allegedly, said, "I have an album coming out. Biggie's dead. Put me on the cover." Did you see that? And do you have any thoughts or any logic as to why you feel like he would do something like that?
Shout out Kurt Burrows. He not back over there on the Dialogue Show yet. Today is Sunday that we taping this. Don't know when this particular episode going to post, but today is Sunday, June the 2nd. Bet y'all, I bet y'all Kurt Burrows is on his way to art show or already going on over there. But shout out. Kurt been laying it out. Kurt Burrell's been on, and he seemed to be pretty sincere or genuine. He kind of hiding some of the things that Christopher Williams get blamed for. I know he is the one that allegedly did those things, but he was Puffy's ride or die, and then they became enemies and had to sue each other, or he had to sue Puff because how dudes do. And they think they the ones, and they try to X you out and kick you out. He did that to our boy Kurt Burrows. My take would be that, well, Suge Knight told y'all, right? Suge Knight told y'all how Puffy was or is when he said Puffy wanted to be the star. Right? That appeared to be what Puffy agenda was, to be the star. And him blow up and him, be on the magazine covers instead of Biggie. I remember the Rolling Stones, y'all don't know how big that magazine was back in the 90s, especially for urban rappers and stuff like that. They all wanted to be on the Rolling Stones. Tupac's biggest complaint about Papa G, and y'all know Papa G, y'all done heard Papa G interviews, and y'all know how vibrant of a personality he was. And he used to always say, that PR guy ain't no good. Like he talk about everybody, security, everybody, Tupac be who Tupac is. And he can't even get me on the cover of the Rolling Stones. He can't get me on the cover of the Rolling Stones. And unfortunately, Tupac did get on the cover of the Rolling Stones. But guess what had to happen for him to get on the cover of the Rolling Stones? He had to die. So I think that's where the Rolling Stones was going. We're trying to get Biggie, They figure, okay, let's get Biggie on the Rolling Stones now. And Puffy being who he was and wanting to be the star, as the one thing I do agree with Gene on, the one thing I do agree with Suge Knight on, where he said was always Puffy agenda, was to be the star and not just the executive producer or the executive of the label. And so that's why Puffy did what he did. Now, some people will be like, well, Suge did it too. Yeah, Suge kind of did it a little bit. He became Suge Knight and Death Row. And then on the cover of the U.S. magazine, you remember? He had a big article that was done on him. They followed Suge around for 2 to 3 weeks. I remember it was a female reporter that followed him around. But guess who he put on the magazine cover with him? He put Snoop and Tupac on the cover with him. So I guess that's how Puffy should have at least took it, where it would have been Big and Puff. But Puff obviously wanted to be the star, and we saw it, and that's what eventually happened. Um, and now, if it's true that's what's coming out about Biggie about to leave, I don't believe that. I believe that they were about to sign a big deal. You know, everybody lately been saying Biggie was about to leave and go be with Big On and Atlantic Records. No, I believe Gene Deal's story when he said he saw a contract for $75 million that Big was about to sign, and so people saying that, and then they forget about the stories that they told what they saw the contract for $75 million that they were about to re-up with Arista Records. So that would be my take. It's obvious Puff had a plan, and hey, that was his plan. What would your feelings or what your take is about the different magazine covers and stuff, John?
I, I don't really even have one, to be honest.
I
mean, Diddy did become a huge star after Biggie passed. I mean, that album, he had about five or six singles off that album that all.
Well, that every single that "Missing You" song. Yeah. Even though I and it sounded like a lot. I saw an interview where Sting said how Puffy had to pay him $2,000 a day for that song. But if you average up $2,000 a day times 365, right? That's only what, $750,000, almost $775 or whatever. That's not a lot of money for the amount of shows. He could have cleared that up just for 2 or 3 shows. So I don't think that was a bad investment. I think didn't Puffy end up buying that song from him? I forget the business on that. But if he's paying that man $775,000 a year, I think it still was worth the deal. But that song and that video, in my opinion, is what helped Puffy blow his career and helped him out a lot.
Yeah. I definitely agree. The only thing that I'm not sure, because I don't really follow the Biggie stuff a lot, but from what I remember with Gene saying that $75 million deal that Biggie was going to sign was outside of Bad Boy. It was going to be
with Arista? No.
Yeah,
I mean with Atlantic.
With Atlantic. Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, the Commission or whatever group it was. It wasn't for Biggie. It was for
no.
Biggie.
It was the deal. If what you're saying is true, it would have been the deal with Big On, and they wasn't giving Big On and them no $75 million. Atlantic wasn't doing it. Put it this way: Death Row having Tupac, Snoop, and their catalog and their success, their deal was only for $120 million during that time. I can't see them giving Biggie and them and then Charlie Baltimore and Junior Mafia and all of them $75 million. But I'm sure you'd probably be right, but I would have to question that. I would have to really question that because they wasn't giving out money like that then.